Everyone, thank you, Peter. Okay, we'll get underway. So obviously a cautionary statement to start with. So Faraday copper, we have one of the largest undeveloped copper resources in the United States, 4.2 billion pounds in the M&I category, and it supports a robust PEA, which really forms the base case for the project. And now it's all about exploration. And we've got a 20,000-meter drill program underway, making new discoveries, and got a very underexplored district that I'll talk about through this presentation. Where do we locate? We're right in southern Arizona, in the heart of the main copper-producing area of the United States. We're blessed by excellent infrastructure, roads, power, rail lines, and surrounded in the land of giants. You know, we're on the doorstep of Freeport, BHP, Rio, and a lot of activity happening in Arizona at the moment. You know, we've got Arizona Sonora with a PFS on the Cactus Project, Ivanhoe Electric. We've also got Taseko have had their permit for construction at Florence, and we've also got South 32 advancing the Hermosa project to the south as well. So a lot happening in the state. Corporate overview: we're part of the Lundin Group. We've got 3 Canadian billionaires on the register in the Lundins: Murray Edwards, Pierre Lassonde. We're well cashed to deliver on our key milestones going through this year. You know, it's been good to see the uptick in both the copper price and the share price recently. You know, compared to our peers, we still feel that we're undervalued when you look at the size of our resource, and you combine that with the exciting exploration upside. So, you know, a lot of runway here to create value for shareholders. So turning to Copper Creek itself and the detail, we've got 2 styles of mineralization. One, we've got these high-grade breccia pipes that come to surface. They run at more than 1% copper, and then they're surrounded by this low-grade envelope. And they're what constitute the sort of open pit resource. And then we've got porphyry-style mineralization, which is a vein stockwork, and that supports the underground. So since we published our mineral resource estimate in May last year and our PEA, we've done 1 phase of drilling, and we're currently in a 2nd phase beyond that. And so the phase of drilling post the MRE, you can see that in a number of cases the open pits were limited on data, and we put drill holes in, confirmed that those high grades continue at depth and are still open. And similarly, in the underground as well, we saw extensions to mineralization there, which we continue to follow up in our phase 3 drilling. We recently put out more metallurgical results, and they confirm that we've got a clean concentrate, good recoveries in all categories, but it's a predominantly sulfide project. There's a thin veneer of oxide, so over 90% recovery within the sulfide. As I say, clean concentrate, no deleterious elements, and good grades in the concentrate, just over 30% copper. Another component that we see as adding value is gold as a byproduct. So previous workers hadn't assayed core for gold, and so as we started to undertake the work, we saw gold in the system. It's in certain breccia phases, and so we've had a program of re-assaying historical material, as well as obviously sampling our current drilling for gold. And so we see that as to add significant value as we move forward, as we bring gold as a byproduct. And so now it's all about exploration. And as an explorer myself, it always amazes me that when you look at a project, over 90% of the historical drilling was all done in the resource area. And so what we see is we've got 2 main structures. One to the east called the Holy Joe Fault, and one to the west, the Western Fault. And they're the main conduits that brought in the breccias as well as the porphyries. And so you can see the resource area in the middle, and then along these structures, we've got more breccias and porphyries. Altogether, there's been more than 300 breccias mapped at surface. Only 30, just over 30 have been drilled, and 17 are in the resource. So we've got many more to go and test, both along these two structures. And Area 51 is one of the first new targets that we drilled earlier this year outside of that resource area, and we've started to make significant new discoveries. And you'll see here that we've confirmed, near surface, good grades in copper that are, potential to be open pittable. And from the photograph there, you can see these breccia clasts that are then cemented with chalcopyrite. So the copper mineralization acts as the cement. And then again, we continue to drill below known breccia pipes where we've got pit designs and showing that we've got good, strong copper mineralization continuing to depth and again, warrants further follow-up. And then similarly, in the underground, we've got these higher grade cores of mineralization, and we saw an opportunity to better delineate them with more drilling. And again, confirming that we're getting better grades than are in the resource at the moment. So again, confirming, significant upside in the underground as well as with these additional breccia pipes. We've started all of our baseline monitoring as well. We've installed a meteorological station. We've got flow meters where, as we do our drilling, we install piezometers so that we providing the base data to build out the geohydrological model. And then we've commenced also stakeholder engagement with local communities as well as Native American Indians. So in terms of next steps over really the next 12 months, so as I say, when we look at what we've released up until today, so we've done the mineral resource estimate and the PEA, and then it's about, we're working on that gold program to bring that in to add further value. We've done the phase 2 drilling, which was a 10,000 meter drill program. We're currently underway with what we're calling a phase 3 program. That's another 20,000 meters. We're coming up to halfway through that. And so then we'll have approximately 30,000 meters of drilling that we'll look to wrap up into a new mineral resource update and look to update the PEA. And so just as a reminder, the PEA envisaged a 30-year mine life, 10 years of open pit, 20 years of underground. And so really where we see adding value is by adding more to the open pit and also bringing gold into the system. So you'll be able to see, those updates over the next 12 months. So the catalysts at the moment are really more drill results coming from this drilling that we're doing, as I say, and more gold results as well. And I think with that, brilliant. Any questions?
Yeah, any questions at all? No. Just going back to your capital structure, what you were talking about, there's obviously 3 billionaires in there. Is there any institutional following or interest in the stock at the moment?
Yeah, when we did the last financing in February last year, it was 40 million at 80 cents, and the key institutions were Wellington, Franklin, and Fidelity. Okay. So real blue chip institutions.
Good. Okay. Just as we do have a little bit more time, where do you see the potential of this going? Obviously, with you're talking about a new PEA updated resource. How much will the gold being added in actually have an impact? Obviously, gold price is quite high at the moment, but are you envisioning that to uptick the NPV? And
yeah, as I say, it's not across the entire mineralized system. It's in certain breccia pipes. This is really a copper moly system, but there is, as I say, the potential for gold. And in the open pit, so we haven't been able to quantify the value yet. We're doing the work. We see we're getting more than 80% recovery, and it's reporting into the gold concentrate.
Okay.
And I think the other thing maybe just to mention as well, we're next door to the old San Manuel mine that was operated by BHP for 50 years, and there's still, 600 to 800 million tons sitting in the Kalamazoo deposit. And so, I think there's also potential for regional synergies there in consolidating, in southern Arizona.
Do you get a impression that Lundin might is interested, given they're already in the company? Have you had conversation with them, or is that something you'd be open to?
Yeah, look, I think I'm not kidding myself as a $130, $150 million Canadian company that we're going to embark on a capital project of this scale. And really, what's our strategy right now? It's de-risking the project technically, so making sure we've got all the empirical data from all the geotech work, all the metallurgy. We've got a proper geological model to support the resource, and then we see a big runway of exploration upside in that district. And so it's unlocking further value through that exploration and demonstrating that we've got the potential for new discoveries, which we have with Area 51, and we're going after more areas, and then it will be sort of wrapping it up and handing it on to somebody who will develop it.
Okay, very honest, thank you. Brilliant. Unless there's any other questions, we will... No?
Okay.
Brilliant. Paul, thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.